Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly felt the energy shift? People go quiet. Some look at you briefly, then look away. Others seem slightly on edge, like they don't know whether to be intrigued or intimidated. And you? You're just being yourself. No performance, no forced presence. Just you. What if I told you that this has less to do with what you're doing, and more to do with the energy you naturally radiate? According to Carl Jung, one of the fathers of modern analytical psychology, the psyche isn't just a collection of thoughts and behaviors. It's an energetic system, constantly in motion. What Jung called the unconscious doesn't just live in your mind, it lives in your aura, the energetic field that surrounds and reflects your inner world. And here's where it gets interesting. When your aura is strong and deeply aligned with your inner self, it challenges people. Without you saying a single word, your presence speaks. And for some, that's terrifying. Because you're not here to please. You're not performing. You don't hide behind small talk or social masks. You simply are. And that alone is powerful. So in today's video, we're going to explore 14 subtle but powerful signs that your aura might be scaring people, without you even realizing it. And no, this isn't a bad thing. In fact, if used consciously, it's one of your greatest strengths. Sign 1. People become self-conscious in your presence. Without knowing why, it's not that you judge. You don't even say much. And yet, something about you makes people suddenly aware of themselves. Their posture, their words, even their thoughts. This is the quiet effect of a centered presence. Carl Jung called it individuation, the process of becoming whole by integrating your unconscious self. When you carry that level of inner alignment, people can feel it, even if they don't understand it. Your energy says, I see beneath the surface. And for those still hiding parts of themselves, that's deeply unsettling. Because your presence asks a silent question. Are you being real? 2. You're allergic to shallow interactions. You're not rude, just uninterested in what's inauthentic. Small talk drains you. Pretending exhausts you. You'd rather sit in silence than fake connection. This isn't arrogance. It's discernment. You've tasted real connection before, and anything less feels empty. According to Carl Rogers, real relationships require congruence, being inwardly and outwardly aligned. You radiate that, and those who can't meet you there sense it. To them, your silence feels like rejection, but to you, it's just self-respect. 3. Your eye contact makes people feel seen. And that's not always comfortable. When you look at someone, you don't just look, you witness. Your eyes seem to bypass the persona and go straight to the soul. Some people are drawn to it, others look away. Depth psychologist James Hillman once wrote that the soul is both magnetic and terrifying, because it strips away illusion. Your gaze doesn't seek power, it seeks truth. And in a world built on performance, truth can be the most disruptive force of all. 4. You trigger people's unspoken insecurities. You've likely noticed it. Someone becomes defensive, irritated, or nervous around you for no reason. It's not personal, it's projection. Jung explained that when people aren't at peace with their own shadow, the hidden, rejected parts of themselves, they project it onto others. Your grounded energy reflects back what they've been avoiding, and instead of facing it, they react. Not to you, but to the part of themselves you unintentionally awaken. 5. Your solitude is mistaken for superiority. You're comfortable being alone, not because you dislike people, but because you've learned to enjoy your own presence. You don't need to fill the silence with noise, or your time with endless distractions. You don't seek attention, approval, or constant companionship to feel valid. And that's rare, so rare, in fact, that it unsettles others. Some people take offense to your calm. They misread your stillness as distance, your independence as arrogance. They wonder, who do you think you are to not need what everyone else craves? But you've simply stopped outsourcing your peace. As Kierkegaard once said, the crowd is untruth, and you've started to see that for yourself. You've found clarity in solitude, not the kind that comes from running away from the world, but the kind that comes from returning to yourself. This isn't isolation, it's integration. It's choosing to be whole within, rather than fragmented by everything outside. And often, those who depend on constant stimulation to drown out their own thoughts are the ones who misinterpret the silence of others. Your calmness exposes their restlessness. Your presence feels like a mirror, and not everyone is ready to look into it. 6. People either open up to you instantly, or avoid you completely. Your presence acts like a filter. Not everyone passes through it the same way. Some people are drawn to your energy as if it resonates with a part of themselves they've been longing to express. These are the souls who feel safe enough to lower their guard and reveal their vulnerabilities, sometimes even before words are spoken. Others, however, sense something different. They feel a kind of pressure or exposure, as if being seen by you threatens the stories they've built to protect themselves. For them, your authenticity can feel overwhelming, even frightening, so they pull away, not out of dislike, but self-preservation. This happens because your energy operates on a level beyond conscious thought. It's about emotional contagion, the way feelings and moods silently transfer between people. You might not realize it, but you project an emotional state that either comforts or challenges others. Carl Rogers emphasized the power of unconditional positive regard, genuine acceptance that creates space for growth. When you embody this, you become a mirror for others' inner worlds, reflecting back both their light and their shadows. The paradox is this: your genuine presence invites deep connection, but it also forces people to confront parts of themselves they might rather avoid. And that's why some run, while others stay. Because you're not just another face in the crowd, you're a living question. And truth, even unspoken, is hard to ignore. 7. You don't play social games, and it throws people off. You don't engage in social games or play the roles others expect, and this often confuses or even unsettles people around you. Many rely on validation, flattery, or subtle manipulation to feel accepted and safe in social settings. You, however, refuse to compromise your authenticity for the sake of fitting in. You don't fake smiles to please or soften your opinions to avoid conflict. Instead, you show up as your true self, honest, direct, and unfiltered. This genuine presence can be unsettling to those who depend on masks and pretense, causing them to misinterpret your sincerity as arrogance or defiance. This kind of authenticity reflects a deeper freedom that Stoic philosophers like Seneca valued greatly. Seneca taught that true happiness and strength come from inner virtue and self-mastery rather than external approval. He said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." You don't crave the approval of others because you've cultivated a rich inner life grounded in your own principles and values. You understand that seeking constant acceptance is a form of poverty, a lack of inner peace. By refusing to participate in social performances, you demonstrate emotional independence, a calm, steady presence that is unshaken by the opinions or expectations of others. This is not arrogance, but alignment with your true self. People caught up in social masks may see your presence as a challenge, because you remind them of what it means to live authentically and courageously. You don't need permission to be who you are, and that kind of self-possession speaks louder than any words or actions. 8. You have a presence that quiets the room. You carry a presence that quietly commands the space around you, not through noise or showiness, but through a deep inner harmony. This alignment of mind, body, and spirit is often described in philosophy as ataraxia, a state of serene calmness and freedom from disturbance. When you enter a room, your calm energy shifts the atmosphere. Conversations soften and people become more aware, almost unconsciously adjusting to your balanced state. This silent strength can unsettle those who depend on external validation, drama, or chaos to feel secure, because your aura reflects a self-possession that can't be shaken. Philosophers like Seneca taught that true power lies in mastery over oneself rather than over others. Your quiet presence speaks of this mastery. It shows that you don't seek approval or fight for attention. Instead, you embody a peaceful authority that challenges the noise of the world. For many, facing such calm and unshakable being can be intimidating, as it exposes the restlessness and insecurity they try to hide. 9. You unsettle those who live through image. You have nothing to prove. And that's exactly what unsettles people who rely on image to feel worthy. You're not trying to impress, yet your energy speaks volumes. This threatens anyone who builds their identity on performance. Whether through Jungian integration, Zen non-attachment, or even Krishnamurti's radical truthfulness, those who've cultivated inner wholeness naturally disrupt illusion. And that disruption? It's uncomfortable. 10. You attract curiosity and judgment at the same time. Ever noticed how people seem both drawn to you and unsure of you? Like they want to know more, but don't quite know how to approach? That's because you don't fit the mold. Your aura resists labels, and people fear what they can't categorize. As Friedrich Nietzsche once said, and those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music. Your frequency disturbs the surface because it comes from a deeper place. 11. You make people question their own beliefs. Your way of seeing the world isn't always conventional, and you don't force your views onto others, but your presence alone can feel like a silent question mark. People start reflecting, reconsidering, even doubting things they once held as absolute. According to existentialist thinkers like Søren Kierkegaard, confronting truth often creates what's known as existential anxiety, that uncomfortable moment when someone realizes their beliefs might not be truly theirs. You don't argue, you don't preach, but something about your presence invites deeper reflection, and that can shake the foundations of someone's identity. 12. You sense things others don't speak about. You have a kind of emotional radar. You pick up on tension, hidden motives, suppressed feelings. It's not paranoia, it's sensitivity. Modern psychology refers to this as high emotional intelligence or even empathic intuition, the capacity to feel what others suppress. While some find it comforting, others feel exposed, especially those who hide behind facades. You don't just hear what people say, you feel what they don't. And that silent insight can feel intrusive, even when you're not trying. 13. You don't seek validation, and that unsettles people. We live in a world driven by likes, applause, and approval. But you operate on a different frequency. You move from inner alignment, not outer approval. That kind of self-containment is rare and intimidating to those who rely on external validation to feel worthy. Philosophers like Alan Watts often spoke about the danger of mistaking the social self for the real self. When you're not interested in performing, people can't predict you, can't control you. And that unpredictability can make them uncomfortable. 14. You're unforgettable. Even in silence, you might not say much. You might not try to stand out, but still, people remember you. They think about you after you leave. Your presence lingers. That's because your aura doesn't just pass through a room. It leaves an imprint. Some spiritual traditions refer to this as energetic resonance, the idea that when someone is deeply aligned with who they are, they vibrate at a frequency that leaves a lasting effect. You don't need to be loud to be impactful. You just need to be real. And real always leaves a mark. So, if this video spoke to something inside you, consider subscribing for more content on psychology, personal growth, and conscious living, and let me know in the comments which of these signs hit home the most for you.